What's good, everybody? We're here to talk about the rise and fall of Jeremy Lin, and more importantly, when Linsanity happened.
Lin puts it up. Bang! Jeremy Lin from downtown, and the Knicks take the lead.
Jeremy was born to a very Christian household on August 23rd, 1988 in Los Angeles, California, but eventually moved to Palo Alto, which is where the real story begins. Jeremy was a standout player from a young age, but was always an underdog, no matter the situation. Lin eventually played for Palo Alto High School, where he became the team star as a junior and led them to the state semifinals, where he eventually fractured his ankle the night before the game and lost all hope of winning the state championship. Out of frustration from last year, Jeremy had an outstanding senior year, where he brought his team to the state championship and a 32-1 record while averaging 15.1 points, 7.2 assists, and an unbelievable 5 steals per game. He was named California's Division II Player of the Year. In the state championship, Jeremy and Palo Alto went up against a powerhouse in that of modern-day high school, who had 8 players over 6'6", and were ranked 11th in the country. No one believed Palo Alto had a chance, but Jeremy would not let them lose as he finished with 17 points and a clutch shot from 25 feet out to put a dagger into the hearts of modern day, which occurred a 51-47 point victory. Even with all of Jeremy's amazing accomplishments, he was still denied a Division I offer and decided to play for Harvard with no athletic scholarships. Although it didn't take long for Jeremy to become the star. In his sophomore year, he averaged just over 12 points a game and was named second team All-Ivy League. In Jeremy's junior year, he had his first standout game with 27 points in an 82-70 victory versus a very good Boston College team led by Reggie Jackson. Jeremy finished his junior year averaging 17.8 points and 2.4 steals, while making the first team All-Ivy League. In his senior season, Jeremy made the first team All-Ivy League for the second year in a row, and had the biggest game of his college career with a 30-point win over Kemba Walker and the UConn Huskies, and finished the season averaging 16.4 points per game and 2.4 steals per game, all while leading Harvard to a school record 21 wins. Jeremy's rough journey to the NBA would continue. With no NBA draft combine invite, he was invited to the BAM combine, where he was found to have a faster or similar average speed, start speed, and top speed than John Wall, Derrick Rose, and Kyrie Irving. Even with his college accomplishments, stats, and speed, Jeremy's name went uncalled in the 2010 draft. The Mavericks would invite Jeremy to their summer league team, where he averaged 8 points, 2 assists, and 2.5 rebounds a game in 16 minutes a game. Most people remember his game versus the Wizards, where he outplayed John Wall, the number 1 overall pick. Jeremy ended up signing with the Golden State Warriors, who was Jeremy's hometown team. Sounds like the perfect story and the perfect situation, but the issue was he had to play behind Steph Curry, a rising star, and Monte Ellis. Jeremy experienced a rough rookie year, as he played 10 minutes a game in 29 games, averaging just over 2.5 points per game on 39% shooting. Jeremy was ready for his sophomore year though, as he became a workhorse behind the scenes in the offseason as he had more time due to the lockout shortened season. At this point in Jeremy's NBA career, he had no idea what his future was going to hold, the good or the bad. At this point in Jeremy's NBA career, he was becoming pretty unstable. After being cut from the Warriors on December 9th of 2011, he was immediately signed by the Rockets on December 11th of 2011.
He said, "Hey, I gotta go. I gotta catch my flight to Houston." He was standing at the door, and he had tears in his eyes because the pressure was really getting to him. He just didn't know what his future was gonna hold.
But we all know, when it rains it pours. The bad news didn't stop there, and he was cut again on Christmas Day. He was picked up by the struggling Knicks. Jeremy was going without getting real minutes up until the February waiver wire, where he was left with one real opportunity to keep an NBA job. His opportunity came on February 4th against the New Jersey Nets, and words really can't describe what happened next.
He didn't look tentative. He didn't look overly concerned. he looked like, dude, I'm about to go do it. They cut me, they cut me. If I don't never play another NBA game, so be it. I'm going to play like Jeremy Lin can play.
Jeremy finished with 25 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and more importantly, the win that the Knicks so desperately needed. The Linsanity didn't stop there, as he had 2 more big games against the Jazz and Wizards, averaging 25.5 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds, and 1.5 steals, and more importantly, 2 more wins. All leading up to the hype that surrounded Jeremy Lin versus Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. What added the hype was Kobe saying this.
I don't really know what's going on too much with that.
Are you surprised at the production that Lin's had over the past week?
I don't even know what he's done. I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
In a recent MSG interview, Jeremy stated that he came into the game with an aggressive mindset that he was going to shoot the ball every opportunity he got, and he was not lying. To everyone's surprise, the amazing play of Jeremy Lin continued, and Kobe would eventually have to guard him. It was incredible. He finished with 38 points on 57% shooting, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds, with another win. Later that week, Jeremy went up against the Toronto Raptors and nailed this unforgettable shot.
On its feet here at the Air Canada Centre. Lin puts it up. Bang! Jeremy Lin from downtown, and the Knicks take the lead.
That was the peak of his play and part of the 7-game winning streak and the 2 weeks that was Linsanity. Carmelo came back after Jeremy's 8-1 record as a star, which sadly marked the end of the Jeremy Lin era and the Knicks' short-lived winning culture and success, due to the fact that Melo couldn't coexist with another star. Jeremy would eventually get hurt later that year against the Pistons, which would continue the downhill spiral of his career. He signed with the Rockets, even though he ultimately wanted to stay in New York. After that, he played for the Lakers, then Charlotte, then Brooklyn, then Atlanta, and he'd eventually, unofficially, retire as an NBA championship with Toronto. Overall, Linsanity is one of those great sports underdog stories that no one ever saw coming and no one's ever going to be able to forget. No one's ever going to be able to forget when Linsanity happened.